EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Thanksgiving matchup. It's the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys, and it's all up next.
Well, the roof is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, here in Dallas, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. But this team this year may have even extra pressure on their shoulders in what might very well be the toughest division in football.
And that extra pressure will go on the offensive side of the ball. They'll need consistent play from the quarterback position because they are very explosive. And on the defensive side, they want to continue to take the ball away and make themselves contenders in the NFC East.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders, this is a team that many think could be the fourth best in the NFC East, but they've got a pretty strong defense that's going to probably keep them in some ball games.
Their investment in talent has certainly paid off. Number 4 against the pass a season ago. Number 4 overall in total defense. Nothing to shake a stick at. If they get good quarterback play, look out.
Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
And Dak going to start out going to the air. Flush to his right. Able to hit his target lane. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, Prescott dancing to his left. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He'll buy some time right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cowboys get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you've got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 12 and a Commander's first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's 2nd and 7. On the counter, this is Robinson. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 43-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And Howell will throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They'll roll him out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw, Howell. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape
under pressure, they got him again. Micah Parsons, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD, and you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Daron Payne busting through to get him for a loss of 6. That time, Charles, great job keeping him in the pocket and not letting him escape.
And Brandon, I think this was a great example of the front and the back working together, meaning the back covering, no place to go with the football, and the front, terrific job on the edge so he couldn't escape outside, and then, of course, the inside pressure kept him hemmed in as well. Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right.
Just a crazy throw there, and it's intercepted. Now inside the 25. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Robinson is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Robinson again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the 2nd try.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys! That a 92-yard kick return, and the Cowboys have taken the lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Aubrey now for the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Well, they've got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the first down marker.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. Call it a pickup of 7 on the ground. That trims it to a 3rd and 15 situation.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. And his kick here is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll run again here with Robinson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Third and 5. Howell down to throw it. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on third downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken at around the 40. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get a field goal.
Not one that I've ever met. Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Looking to throw, Prescott. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
A rare defensive win against a scrambling quarterback who's been working on a 100-yard game on the ground. Not the direction we've seen him running most of today. This time he goes backwards.
Let's focus in on what we got to do here.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Ferguson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington. He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Robinson with another carry. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Howell. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. On play action, they'll throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it. And
well, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
Deron Payne, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Well, this defense has to feel good because they've now brought down one of the faster quarterbacks in the game multiple times. That defensive unit, they're letting us all know they get paid too. They're no slouches themselves.
After one, 17-7 is our score. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Here's Prescott. Steps away. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Howell out of the shotgun.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Chauncey Golston.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 31 yards on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And out now come the Cowboys.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
On play action, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ferguson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Zone coverage here defensively. They're going to let their tight end run a drag across the field. This is where a linebacker gets forced to pass him off. That time, the receiver gets lost a little bit, and he's able to make the catch and pick up good yardage and a first down.
A first down throw for Prescott. Sliding out of the pocket. Throw complete right side to Cooks. Touchdown, Cowboys! Brandon Cooks, 47 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone.
Aubrey now for the point after.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
The last series form a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their 25-yard line.
He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Howell trying to pick it up on 3rd. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate him.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
Prescott now.
That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Prescott to throw on 4th.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys' 1st down. Well, they take a chance there on 4th and 1, but it's a gain of 3 and a new set of downs. Now a man who's taken the reins with the Cowboys, it's Tony Pollard. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of the defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
Throwing, Prescott.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Washington offense set to take over again. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's 3rd down.
Howell. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit. We're not even at halftime.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. But they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Prescott to throw it.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And that will extend their lead even further. The distance was never the question there, but he gets a friendly bounce to carom that thing through the uprights.
Yeah, and when you're trying to hit from 50-plus, you got to expect the ball's going to slide one way or the other. So he's pretty fortunate there that he's able to bank this one in.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Howell and the Commanders come up now, 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Prescott on 1st down.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
To throw is Prescott. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
And the Washington offense heading out. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with Robinson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Out of the gun, it's Howell. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting at 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Taken right around the 44. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Prescott.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Daron Payne able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their own 14-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second down and 8. Here's Howell.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Micah Parsons
able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And now the punter, Tressway, as he sends this one away. Taken from his own 44 here. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
The Cowboy offense is going to head out now late in this first half. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
First down, Prescott.
Able to hit his target Lamb.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Now Prescott.
That's dumped off to Pollard.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was the veteran quarterback Dak Prescott who had it working in the first half. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets him 8.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second and a couple. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Now Howell.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Throwing here, Howell.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Marquise Bell
in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a third and long.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a fourth down now.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 23. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best.
And they will take over first and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, Pollard. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard, 74 yards. And the Cowboys add 6 to their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Aubrey now for the PAT. And that stretches the lead to 27. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Back to throw, Howell. And he will go down, a Cowboys sack. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Robinson up the middle. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They bring the blitz, and it's not always the initial blitzers that make the play. In this case, the blitzers actually took up the blocking. How about the guy in the middle, though? Reading his keys, right on the spot, stops him at the line of scrimmage.
And Howell will throw it. Thomas brings it in. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. And he
gets this inside the 35-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. Now, they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there, excellent, because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial gain.
To the right side and complete to Thomas. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
Howell down to throw it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
And now here come the Cowboys.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. The contact on that run came pretty early. Nice job just to push forward and get some extra yardage. Good game.
It certainly was, because the initial contact did not signal the end of the play. His mind, his body, his legs said keep churning forward, and he gained more yardage.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw pulled in by Lamb.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
From the 35, here's second down and a yard.
Play action now, Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw, Prescott.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line.
They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
Play fake. Here's Prescott.
That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. From the red zone now, Prescott. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
That's interference. Defense.
They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have opened the lead up to 30. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Washington offense back out there. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing, but he's elated because he knows what he...
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Damone Clark fought his way through and buried him behind the line.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on third down. Really should have a better game plan installed for how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. We move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have 2 touchdown catches. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Here's Prescott.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10.
At their own 11. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
They'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
And now, how about this? The free kick from the 20 going to be out of bounds. And that, of course, is a penalty. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Prescott now from the 50.
A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That ball was tipped in the air, and while it ultimately fell incomplete, it caused a few anxious moments for the guy slinging it, who's had quite a day. He knows how to get it into the end zone. He's throwing it really, really well, and maybe Lady Luck is on his side because he avoided his first interception of the contest.
And again, it's Prescott. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that's complete to Cooks. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Fourth down, Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Commanders come through with a fourth down stand. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
Howell's throw into the hands of McLaurin. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 34-yard line.
Toss play to Robinson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Howell throwing on third down here. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Damone Clark able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they're down huge in this game.
A gain of 3, second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on third down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Out to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, Prescott rolling to his right. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
That's got this one complete to Pollard.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up second down. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now Prescott.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Howell, another throw on 2nd down.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Howell.
And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Deron Payne. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I think we're both starting to run out of adjectives because this pressure has been relentless all game, but none of the prior sacks might be as impressive as the one we just saw.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing. Prescott. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Deron Payne. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Deron Payne in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
He's been running for big gains so far today. Stop for once here. Rare to see a quarterback rush for over 100 yards. Even rare to see him sacked for such a big loss after such a good day on the ground thus far.
Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line.
Washington ready to try again on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Now 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Chauncey Golston able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Taking on the midfield logo. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they've put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Looking to throw. Prescott escaping the pressure right. Oh, Prescott stripped.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
But good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Howell from the gun.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Third and long, here's Howell. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
He'll take it at the 42.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Prescott now.
Well, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Prescott. Under pressure, they got him again. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other near side has got it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Damone Clark able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, it's an old chestnut, but let's face it, offensively, they've got to have some pride here because this has been a worst-case scenario all game for them. Keep putting in the effort.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
This one complete to Curtis Samuel. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Fielded at the 43. Oh, fighting off the defender. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. In the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Pollard again. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 3rd down and 1. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Running right, it's Pollard. He will push his way down to about the 14. Cameron Curl up to make the tackle.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
2nd down, Pollard again. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is...
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Howell. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Oh, Howell loses it. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were. But don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.